Hi knitters, crocheters, community friends. Great to be here again. My name is Andrea and I have a podcast here called Knit LA 55. And it's where I'm talking a lot about my knitting practice and crochet practice and sharing all those things with you. So I'm coming to you from Los Angeles where, it's so funny, like everyone talks about the weather now. So it's actually really sunny and beautiful today. There's a breeze, it's pretty ideal. And hence, I can wear not a wool sweater. So I'm wearing the George top by Kolibri-by-Johanna. She is very prolific designer. She's on Instagram. She has many patterns on Ravelry that I have favorited. And last summer I made this top with some stash yarn, also from Posh. And it was a really quick knit and the fabric is so soft and I love it. And I do wear it pretty often in the summer. The only thing I will say, okay, I did the bows. I did the full on bows. Those that know me well know that I'm all about bows. In fact, I created a pattern for a party bow that I was advertising on Instagram maybe 2 years ago, but more on that closer to winter time. Anyway, love the bows. But the bows I've noticed are quite heavy. The fabric is really heavy. So unless kind of split them up and make it, well, I don't even like that. So it kind of pulls down on the straps. And so sometimes I notice it's like this, which I guess isn't a big deal. It pulls on one side more than the other. So I would say that's my only thing. If I made another one, I probably would not go full out on the bow. On the bows, I would do maybe like half the amount of fabric because it is really quite heavy. But it's a lovely pattern and it's so comfortable to wear and easy to wear. So if you haven't made it, you might want to consider it. It's already practically midway during summer. The dogs. Anyway, so that's what I'm wearing. And I think I want to start today by talking about the knits that I have in progress. And I'm gonna go through them sort of quickly. Some I don't know if I've shown all of these in the past, but some are new, some are ongoing. The ongoing whips, I'm gonna start with my daughter's 9 p.m. tank, which I've gotten like the very first part done and I learned something new. So this is gonna be a camisole that is for my daughter. She's going abroad next year and she loves the color like sweatshirt gray. And so I found this yarn that I've never used before by Drops called Baby Merino. And it's a wool, superwash wool. Thank you. Sorry for the interruption. It's a baby merino and it's actually so soft. And since she'll be wearing this so close to the skin, and I thought this would be the best. So what I learned, and I hope my camera will allow me to do this. What I learned is double knitting. God, this is annoying. Okay, what I learned is double knitting. So, and I've never done that before and it's not hard and it makes just such a beautiful finish along the top seam. And I believe there's the same instructions for the back section, which I've already started on. But double knitting, I can add to my list of learned techniques. And it's really cool, the fabric it creates. It truly is knitted on both sides, and it's really beautiful and makes kind of a very fine finish. Another summer work in progress, which I'm kind of at the same place, is actually for me, and it's the Soho top. Oh my God, who's the designer? Oof, forgot the name of the designer, but I'll put everything down in the description below. So this is the Soho top, and I knit this is the top. So these are the first two straps, which aren't these funny looking? I'm like getting such a kick out of these funny little triangles. Anyway, I'm sure it'll be fine once it's all put together. But it's like this boat neck style. I chose a 100% alpaca yarn that I've had in my stash that I bought for the Magnolia sweater eons ago. But this I purchased on Etsy from an alpaca farm, actually. And it's so incredibly soft. And I'm hoping that with this, it's all garter. It's really super simple. Totally new to me construction as well. I've never cast on for a neckline before, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, and I just love the color. It's a very kind of soft gray, can wear it with everything. My aim is simplicity this summer, so I'm definitely gravitating towards projects that are just simple and have like an easy flow. And you know, I really find this summer, or the last few weeks, there's been so much happening, and I am someone who has been diagnosed as neurodivergent, and all these wonderful things that I was working on, I'm suddenly looking at, namely color work projects, and I just don't have the mindset to focus. So my Miss Arena hasn't really changed since the last time I was here. It's still gorgeous, and I'm like halfway through the color work, but I just have not had it in me to really focus. So I'm choosing projects like the two I just showed you that are quite simple in their construction. I'm also working on this beautiful, which I'm really in love with this shawl. And I just cast it on. And it's another Stephen West shawl. Can you believe it? I just went from one to another. And this is called Rain or Shine. Let me look. Stephen West designed Rain or Shine pattern. And anyone who has been watching for a while knows my struggle with neutrals, or defining neutrals to myself. I think I did it. I think I got it this time. And this is a very easy pattern, and there are so many absolutely stunning versions on Ravelry. I don't have a ton of mohair in my stash, so I did buy the yarn, and I'll just hold it up. The pattern calls for 5 different colors of mohair, and a lot of people did like these stunning colors. I really wanted something gentle and neutral, so I did have one thing in my stash, which is this. It's Rowan, and it's cashmere haze, and it's literally the most heavenly yarn that is no longer in production. So it's really hard to find it. So I wasn't able to find the yarn in other colors. So this is my neutral, wait, sorry, not in order. There we go. So this is my neutral color order. So it's like a pale creamy, peachy white, neutral gray, kind of smoky gray. These two are very similar. I sometimes have to look in the light, but once they're knitted up, they're definitely, you know, I can see the transition really nicely. And it's just really pretty, and I don't have to think about too much, and it's lightweight, and I can carry it around in a little bag, and at least for now, it's one of the things that's getting my attention. Another thing that's getting my attention is a whip that literally I started 2+ years ago. And this is a Purl Soho design, and it's very, very similar to the half and half triangle wrap. It is not the half and half triangle wrap, but you'll see it's massive. So it is 2 triangles, but they call it a diamond shape. So I think what happens, how it's worn, is that one side, whoops, is flipped over. You know, you wear it sort of like so, with the 2 colors. I mean, very similar idea. Very similar idea. And it's all this very, very gorgeous yarn that's from Purl Soho called Brume. And I don't have the tag for the light gray, but here is the second color that I'm working on now. And it's kind of a murky, goldish green? I don't know. I think there's some green in here. Oh wait, there's a tag. Oh, Golden Lichen is the name of that color. I can't recall the name of the gray because it's been so long, and I finished, you know, that portion. But if you can get some idea, like this thing goes on and on and on. I mean, it is massive, massive. And it's probably gonna be such a beast, to block. Anyway, but aren't the colors delicious? Oh my God, I love the colors. So I found this I have a closet where I keep all my works in progress, and they're all in their own bags. And actually I was looking for the bag because I am in love with this bag, which I also got a couple years ago, which unfortunately I don't know if they make anymore, because this is by Joji Locatelli, and this is, I think it's called the envelope. And I should have bought a strap, but I didn't. But it's a beautiful suede, extremely luxurious project bag, and actually could really be a purse. It folds, it's like the perfect size. It folds, it has a little closure, like that. And it's just like super gorgeous. And I've never seen it before on their website. I keep looking for it because I think I want another one. Oh, the silver is called Silver Needle. Silver Needle. So Silver Needle and Golden Lichen are my 2 colors. And this is just stockinette, basically. Easy breezy, stockinette. Where my head's at. So that's another shawl that I'm working on. And I think that is most of the knitting. Yeah. So I have the 2 shawls and the little camisole for my daughter, and the tank for me. So now we can get to the good stuff, because this summer, which I find, this happened to me last summer, And I know I'm not the only one, because on the internet, it's like everyone's going, you know, granny square bananas. And what is it? Is it because it's just like one needle and you can just make these tiny little squares and just tote them around and make them at dinner parties and not be a jerk? I don't know what it is, but they're a great way to use up unused yarn. And they're just so much fun. And I learned how to crochet during the pandemic, and it's just such a fun hobby. And crochet is so different from knitting in that, you know, it's really sculptural and really dimensional, and there are just so many possibilities. So I got going. I've literally made these in like a week. No. Yeah. A week and a half. So I'll just kind of like show them if they will. There's one. This is all mohair. That's like a chunky mohair that I bought ages ago for a sweater. And I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with the company MYPZ, MYPZ. I believe they're a Danish brand. Anyway, I got the yarn for like a sweater that I was gonna make, like a fade sweater that I never made. Here's another one. So I think you can see that I'm having a complete ball. Like, these just look fun to me. So I don't know what will become of these. At first I was like, wow, this would be such a gorgeous blanket, right? And then I was like, oh, I can make my kids each like their own variety of blanket. But then I saw a woman recently wearing this gorgeous mohair sweater. She was working in a restaurant. I asked her if she made it. She looked at me like I was nuts. And it basically comprised of like a few granny squares in the front, sort of a bomber style jacket, a couple of granny squares maybe in the front, maybe two, and then all knitted. So knitted sleeves, also in mohair, but you know, like I think hers was like all cream with like some cool little striping of whatever colors were in the granny squares, and a button band that was also knitted. So I still have that in my brain, which I think could be, I would wear that. This is the thing with granny squares, they're really, really fun to make, but I don't know if I could wear it. Maybe a scarf. I don't know. Anyway, so those are them. They're keeping me really engaged and they're really fun. And I highly recommend learning to crochet. I'm using for these granny squares, so this is a chunky mohair yarn. And let me see if I have a tag. These are all my colors. And I do have a tag here, which I'll show you. So this is the name of the dyer. Hello, camera. MYPZ, hand-dyed chunky kid mohair. And they have a million colors. They also have variegated yarns. I used a variegated yarn of theirs for my petite knit, oversized, chunky cardigan. And it's very soft. I know sometimes mohair bothers people, but this is even soft before blocking, but it's extremely soft once blocked. So Granny Fever. I also know there is a summer knittle crochet along, granny square along that the Grocery Girls Knits are putting on. So this kind of fits right in. So once I figure out what I'm going to do, I think well, I should just sign up for the cowl anyway. So, you know, there's a lot of granny square stuff going on, and I see a ton of it, like, you know, in the stores. And although I will say that sometimes things say crochet, but they're really not crochet. They're like knitted on a machine. Okay, along the lines of granny squares. So I made these first, delighted. And then I was like, what about Nutiden granny squares? Can we just call them something else? I mean, the grannies know where it's at though, so whatever. I gotta credit the granny. So I have all these little, like, you know, sections of Nutiden that I've used like for swatching, etc. So, okay, I just got to show you my first one. And this is actually how I remembered to do a granny square. Look at this sad little creature. Okay, I did that one first. Then I went to the Mohairs. Then I came back to the Nutiden, and I was trying a lot of things. Like, this is a single strand, and it's really, really kind of flimsy. This is a single strand, but it's still gorgeous. So then I was like, okay, well, the single strands, that's really hard to, first of all, it was really hard. The yarn wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. By the way, these are all knitted or crocheted, pardon me, on a US H 5mm crochet hook. So both the Mohair and the Nutiden. And I am holding now the Nutiden double. Okay. I mean, are you kidding me? Is that the most precious thing? This is one, another one that I love, which is just kind of like super soft pastels. I mean, it's endless. It's actually endless what you can do. So, whoops, didn't weave in my ends there. I think these are going to definitely be made into a blanket. They are so precious to me. Like, I think these are gorgeous and will make such a gorgeous blanket for a bed, for my bed. Yeah, so Nutiden granny squares, y'all. Heavenly, so heavenly. And I want to share one more thing. This is going to be kind of a brief video. Briefish. Oh wait, okay, one more thing crochet related. This is I just wanted to share this. This was one of my very first crochet projects, and it started out as a blanket, but now it's kind of like, I don't even know what it is. It's like a wall hanging, kind of like art piece. I don't even know. But I learned how to make flowers on this blanket. Look at those. Hello. Can you see? These are super freaking gorgeous. I learned how to make flowers. I learned all kinds of wacky stitches. Here's more flowers. You see what I mean by sculptural? Like, these are just squishy, puffy. And then this is just kind of like more kind of in the granny square style. So, and I used, I mean, all kinds of yarn because I was really going crazy, and I clearly stopped making what I intended to make. Hello. So I love this blanket or whatever it is so much, this crazy wacky thing. And there are so many crazy yarns in here. Like this yarn, this kind of pink and brown. This is a Ching fiber yarn. Okay, please. And it's like strawberry chocolate sundae, some amazing thing like that. There's actually some, oh, this is such a beautiful periwinkle color. Anyway, there's just all kinds, there's a Barocco, like a really cool Barocco, kind of mohair-y, chunky fleck. God dang it. I'm really sorry. See all those pretty colors in there? Anyway, it's just, it was so much fun. It is so much fun because it's still in progress. It's still ongoing. And I do kind of remember it when I crochet, which is usually in the summertime. So I just wanted to share that because it's so fun. And crochet is very, very fun. Very fun. Okay. And then lastly, I wanted to share something new I'm trying to learn how to do. And I first learned how to use a drop spindle at the art studio that I was working in, because one of the other mentors was like amazing at drop spindle spinning. So she tried to teach me, and well, let's just say I made the most of the drop. But I was re-inspired again because there's someone I follow on Instagram, and she has a really nice YouTube channel. Her name is Madison Montees. I hope I'm not butchering that. Again, everything I talk about there will be links below. And she's been doing a lot of spinning. Not necessarily like drop spindling, but she's been doing a ton of spinning. And it was just like, she's making this pressed flowers shawl that is just too gorgeous for words. And anyway, oh, and then at the same time, around the same time, Andrea Mowry published a video where she started talking about getting into drop spindle. So I was like, okay, the universe is telling me to try it out. So I got this kit, actually. This is a spindle kit that came with, I don't know where the wool went, but a beautiful kind of 4-ounce bag of Corriedale wool. And so I'm just spending some time every day learning how to spin. And let me tell you, it is not easy. It is not easy. Because of course I want the like fingering perfection, even perfection. So, but this is a great learning spindle, I think. And I'm trying to, I thought I wrote down where I got this. I ordered it on Etsy, CoatesandCo, and I'll put that down below. But they were generously, for $25, you get this great spindle and 4 ounces of this extremely soft and beautiful wool. And then my friend, Jeannie, who's a knitting friend, was over the other day, and she said, well, it might be more inspiring to start spinning with these. Hello. It's like ice cream. It's literally an ice cream sandwich. Am I right? Look at that. Browns, yellows. I mean, give me a break. So yes, Jeannie, it is very inspiring. So this is going to be spun next. I also bought, I also became a member of the Sweet Georgia, or School of Sweet Georgia, which actually is an amazing resource. And I think it's $15 a month, and you can cancel your membership at any time. And so there is a class on there that I took for specifically to learn how to drop spindle, and I found it very helpful, and I'll probably watch it 20 times or more. But in that video, the woman who was teaching it also talked about Turkish spindles, which, I mean, hello, this is light. It's 7 ounces. It's super beautiful. It came like this. It's handmade by someone. I also got this on Etsy, and I'll link it below, but it's really cool. And what's cool about, at least what I know about Turkish spindles, is that the yarn, as you're spinning, kind of winds itself in a ball around these 4 prongs. So I'm gonna try this too. So simplicity, trying something new. I think that's my summer game plan. Again, there's just so much going on, and I feel like I don't want to overcomplicate things for myself. And knitting is such a meditative practice that, you know, I can really sort of sort my thoughts while I'm knitting. So it's very helpful if I'm knitting on something that doesn't require much interruption. Currently, right now. So that's what I'm doing. Actually, one more thing, last thing, because I got something in the mail that I wanted to share because it's so pretty. Okay, Wandering Flock. Everybody probably knows about Wandering Flock by now. Wandering Flock is this wonderful independent dyer out of Brooklyn, and her yarn is so stunning, and she makes all kinds of, actually these are very kind of toned down colors. This is called Dusty Blue, which just really spoke to me. But she does a lot of sort of, I mean, they look like watercolor painted yarns, and they're in really intense colors, but done in such a sort of fluid watercolory way that there's one is more beautiful after the next. So the reason I bought these is because I want to make the Birds of a Feather shawl, and I thought, and this is so soft. My God, it's so soft. Anyway, it's a fingering weight yarn, and this is the Mohair. This is the Mohair, which is very similar. And then I also have, for the Mohair, this skein that I think I'm gonna add in, which is from Ritual Dyes that I got as part of a kit, something. But it's a really pretty skein, and it has a lot of variation. So I thought that would be really pretty just all together in an Andrea Mowry shawl. Actually, my bad. This is what I wanted to use. Okay, this is actually incredibly gorgeous, but this is not what I was gonna pair with it, although that could be cool. It's Farmer's Daughter Fibers. In their, oh dang, Surrey Alpaca. I think this is called Pixie. This was part of the Indigenous Collective Club yarn. So yeah, that's more like it. Although that other blue is stunning. So that's what I'm dreaming of. next, but I need to finish one of the shawls before I can cast on another shawl. Anyway, our bougainvillea is huge and blooming with like fuchsia colors. I wish I could show it to you. It's ultra California, blue sky, palm trees, and these beautiful, beautiful flowering bougainvillea everywhere. Anyway, I am so grateful that you hung out with me today, and of course I welcome your feedback, your questions, even just like a hello from da-da-da. I sent off the giveaway yarn. That felt really good, although it was to Sweden. So I don't know how often I'm gonna be able to ship internationally, but it was really fun. And I hope that person will stay in touch. And yeah, let me know what you're doing this summer. What are you making this summer? Are you making tops? Are you making shawls? I want to hear. I want to know what you're making. All right. Well, I hope everyone has a great rest of the weekend, and we'll chat soon. Okay. Thank you for watching. Bye.